This podcast is proud to be part of the TalkSport Fan Network. TalkSport. Powered by fans.
And there it is, that's as good as it gets on this stage. Nissan Townstar EV strikes again. It's an unstoppable van, unstoppable.
Just fantastic. You can actually see the Pro Pilot technology in action. Effortless parallel parking.
It moves with all the confidence that comes with a 5-year warranty.
And with a bench full of all-star van experts, there's real strength in depth here.
That's all-star quality.
Search Nissan Townstar EV and visit your local all-star van centre to see for yourself.
Terms and conditions apply. 5 years or 100,000 miles, whichever comes first.
Pro Pilot is an advanced driver assist technology. Driver's responsibility to stay alert, drive safely, and control vehicle at all times.
The TalkSport Fan Network is proudly supported by McDelivery, bringing you the food you love. McDelivery brings a top-tier lineup of food right to your door. No matter the result, you'll always be winning with McDelivery. Order now on the McDonald's app and you'll get rewards points delivered too. So that ordering today means some tasty rewards for tomorrow. Only via app at participating restaurants. 18 plus. Rewards registration required. Points only on menu items. Delivery fee and terms apply. See mcdonalds.com.
Good evening, everyone. It's Monday night, and welcome to the final show of this season, a season to forget of the Tilton Talk Show, and we're sponsored by Small Affordable Cars. I'm Paul Hipkiss, and tonight we're joined by Craig Courtney.
Good evening, everyone.
Claire Giblin.
Good evening.
Mark Adams.
Good evening, everybody.
Alan Watton, the chairman.
Good evening, folks.
And Chris Brown, last but not least.
Good evening.
And we're yet to be joined by Mark Meredith. I'm not sure if he's going to be joining us tonight or not, but whether he might be having a few issues connecting, and hopefully we might get Mark appear at some point during the show. So that's it then. It's all done and dusted, and I honestly thought that if we beat Norwich, we'd be okay, but it wasn't to be. The other results didn't go our way, and over the 46 games, for one reason and another, we ended up getting relegated. And Claire, I'll come to you first. And obviously on the day, it was heartbreaking, but we've had over a week now to process our thoughts and accept it, shall I say? And I said, I spoke to Dave at the awards. I don't know if those of you that have seen it, but I said, sometimes you have to take a step backwards to make 5 forwards, and I think it's good for the club to have a reset. And I'm not saying it's good to be relegated, don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying that it might do us good, to get the winning mentality more than what we've had over the last 10 or so years. But Claire, I'll come to you first. Where's your head at now after just over a week?
I think it's been harder for probably my generation. We've never seen football below the Championship or the Premiership.
Yeah.
Took it quite hard last week, not going to lie. I think it still hurts a bit. I think it will hurt for a while. I think a lot of us need a break from it as well. I think we need to look forward. We need to just know what's going on, what's happening. I felt a little bit of relief though on Sunday. I felt relief it was all over, relief that we knew what we're doing. The awards, they're all right, bit solemn, we went to see who we wanted to see. I know that online there was a lot of people going, why is it happening? I'm surprised it wasn't stopped. Jay Stansfield deserved everything because he was the best player by far throughout the whole season. I do. The thing is, everybody's like, we need to get rid of everyone. I don't think that'll be the case. I think there'll be a certain amount of players that will leave. I believe that we'll bring in some decent players as well. I think we just need to know who the manager is. When we know that, we can start moving forwards. I think the whole club needs a bit of a couple of weeks break, reset and go again. I think, with the season tickets, obviously it's lovely that everybody really wants to know how much they are, know everything, know the kit, know this, know that. We just need to have a reset. All the Blues Fest things over now. Everything's over and done with. Let's have a couple of weeks. get to the end of May and then let's kick on from there. Let's double check Mowbray can come back. Because, I mean, if he comes back, I've seen his League One record, it's outstanding. So,
yeah,
you know, I just think it is heartbreaking. You know, I've seen relegation from Premier League, but I think we need to reset and just go again and see who stays and who doesn't. If you don't want to play for us, see you later. But if you do, prove it.
And that's massive for me, Claire. You know, we need players out there now in this coming season that, you know, they want to fight for the badge, they want to fight for the shirt. And, you know, I mean, the Championship's a physical league anyway. And I've only seen, I'm not going to lie, I haven't watched loads of League One because obviously I haven't had to. I don't watch much of League One over the last, since we were in it in 94, 95. But from what I have seen, you know, it's another physical league. You know, you've got to kick your way out of it. And, you know, we need to do whatever it takes to be the Leicester City of League One next season. You know, we need to win, you know, League One like Leicester City have won the Championship this season and just come back with a bit of a statement. And like I've said, Craig, you know, we can come back on the crest of a wave then, can't we, hopefully, with a better winning mentality and then take that into the Championship, hopefully, the season after.
Yeah, well, the one thing I want to say is I want to go one better than Leicester did. You know what I mean? They let us down on the last game of the season, but
yeah,
no, you know, it's not going to be easy. I think anybody that's thinking we're going to go into that league and absolutely walk it and pummel every team we beat may get a bit of a shock as the season starts, because got to look at it this way: we arguably, when you look at the league now, are probably the biggest team in there. The one with the financial clout, and they're a team that every other team's going to look at as playing their FA Cup final against. So we're going to have teams that turn up against us in front of attendances of, you know, 5,000 and 6,000, something that we haven't experienced away from home for a very long time. We've got to get used to that. But you're right around the playing staff. You know, we've got to have a good mixture of experience and the youngsters. I agree, the youngsters will be given a chance at the club at the moment. I think we will bring in some young, keen players. But again, referring to the players' evening, a conversation that myself and Mark had with Robbo, the one thing that resonated from him, which I think is true of the whole of the club and fan base, is we don't just need players that are going to get us out of this league. We need players that can get us out of the league and then can help us do what Ipswich have done, which is kick on. And the owners have made it very, very clear that that's what they want to do. In terms of the management, yeah, we need an announcement sooner rather than later. And we all continue to wish Tony Mowbray well. And hopefully he is the person in the dugout to take us forwards next season. But also, I want to see some blue blood involved. I'd love nothing more than to see Robbo back at the club supporting in the coaching roles. You know, we need people around that can support, strengthen what's there at the moment and ultimately take us to that next level. It's going to be tough, but I'm not going to lie, I'm quite looking forward to it, dare I say, at the moment.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the key. It's really daft to say, you know, we've just been relegated to the third tier of football for the first time in 30 years, but actually I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, it did hit hard, and it's right what Claire said, right? Certain age ranges have never experienced this, and that to me will help to potentially reinvigorate and bring the crowd again back to us. Because if we get on a run and we can start winning games, it'll draw people back, and actually, you know, as they say, let the good times roll.
Well, for me, I think the one massive statement from this season, from a fan's point of view, is we sold out, 7 games this season? We sold out and we won all of them. So if that doesn't say, you know, a massive thing about our fans, nothing will it? So, you know, next season, we just need to all get down there and get behind them, because I think we can. If we do that in every home game, you know, which there's no reason why we can't. I know people will be a bit deflated after relegation, but hopefully people will still go down there, obviously, and every season ticket holder will renew and we'll get some more as well, maybe. And then we can kick on next season, hopefully, and win every game at home. But the massive thing that needs addressing is the away form, isn't it, Mark?
Absolutely. I mean, going back to the game last week, I mean, I don't know what everybody else thought, but coming out afterwards, in a weird way, as if we'd won something, because all you could hear was key right on everywhere, flags everywhere, and then just everyone it's almost like a relief. It's like a slow sort of death, and all of a sudden, that's it, let's start again. it's weird. It is surreal. I mean, going back, looking at the league table and thinking back to like 1994. You know, I mean, I remember going to Wembley, Leyland Duff, you know, and all that lot. And it's weird to think that I was a teenager back then, and now it's like, you know, come rolled around 30 years on, and we're back to those sort of days. I mean, we did go down last time with Warriors, didn't we? The Claridges, the Wards, and so on. Daisy. We haven't got those Warriors this time. And I agree with what Craig said a minute ago. It's not going to be a walk in the park. I mean, coming out last week, we just heard people say, "Oh, that's it, top two, let's go for it." Yeah, fine, have ambition, but I just think people might think it's a walk in the park, and it's not going to be at all. Having said that, there's nothing to be scared of, and well, even if we lost half of our squad, we should be top six, dare I say, on paper. I mean, there's not, you know, aim high, go for the be champions, it'd be brilliant. Go for Wembley as well, maybe in the Bristol Street Motors or whatever. But I just think we need to, like Claire said a while ago, you know, just calm down, have a break, think about it sensibly. But at least we have got a lot of positives to be going down with. And I'm looking forward to it. Look forward to renewing and getting back.
Yeah, I said on the way home after the game, you know, I'd rather get relegated with these owners than stay up with the old owners. Do you agree with that, Alan? Would you rather do that as well, or would you rather have stayed up with the old owners and, you know, just be rattling around the Championship in 17th, 18th every season and, you know...
Well, I know what you're trying to say. The two things, you know, I wouldn't like to have gone anywhere with the old owners, up, down or whatever. And it's unfortunate that... we've got these new owners, and we've got to go back one square before we go forward. I think the analogy between somebody dying. I mean, it was for the weekend. I just felt relief that it was all. I'm so happy that I ain't got to, you know, for at least a couple of months, I haven't got to worry about this, you know, what's going to happen next Saturday and all this. But it doesn't take long, does it? I'll probably be about Wednesday before I started looking at the tweets and, you know, what we should be doing, what shouldn't we be doing. And it all started to generate again. But we've got one key issue before we go anywhere is get Tony Mowbray fully fit and in his chair doing his business. Now, please God that he does. You know, hopefully he's made a full recovery and he's fit to firing. And if that happens, that's great news. And once he's sat in that chair, he can start building a team, can't he? I mean, nothing will happen until June the 1st. That's when the transfer window opens. So Mowbray's got that time to recover before he starts work. And I go back to poor Claire. She missed all that wonderful time in the third division. I remember the two times. The first time we went down, we were absolutely awful. Yeah. You know, and you know, we were relegated with a month to go, and we went down and we got rid of what decent players we had, and that weren't many, and we filled the places with youngsters and third division players, and we finished up being in that division for 3-4 years. Now, Barry Fry, when he came along, he did what we want our people to do now. Every time we lost a game, he bought 2 more players. You can't do that anymore, but he bought quality. He bought, even if they was only in the team for a month, they improved the side, right? Andy Saville was our top scorer the year before. He lasted about 3 games and he hadn't scored. Well, off you go. Brought somebody else in. Keith Hiley. Was it Kevin Hiley? Right back.
Scott Hiley.
Scott Hiley. Yeah, he lasted about a month. We brought Gary. You know, he just said, "No, you're not good enough. We want better. We want better." And I think that's, without being Barry Fryish about it, just buy people and buy people. Well, that's the way we've got to do it. Is this, if we sell, I don't know, let's say we sell Sanderson, rather. Okay. it's no good buying another Sanderson. It's no good buying somebody who's up and coming. We've got to buy somebody who's better than him. And that isn't easy, because if you sold Sanderson, say, for 3 million, 4 million, you've got to buy a £5 million player to fill that space. And that's the thing that's on my mind. And I'm sure Tony Mowbray will think like that. I'm confident of that.
Just on that comment there, Aldo, most of the best players I've seen in my time, you know, most of the ones that we spent big money on haven't really done much for us. I mean, I'll put Sunic in there, I'll put Potter in there. Yep. You know, Heskey did okay for us. David Dunn, when he was fit, was good for us, but he was too injury prone. You know, these are all the big money signings that we've made, shall I say. And I know they're not big money in today's game, but there are record signings, aren't they, between them? Yeah. And they haven't really, you know, between them done much for us, have they, really? And the better players I've seen in my life have cost next to nothing. You know what I mean?
That's probably true, but I mean, I'm just talking in numbers now. Now that £5 million player that we're looking for to replace, let's say, Sanderson, we might get for 100,000. We don't know. Yeah. We somebody, you know, this is part of the management, is it? We're going to sell him, but we spotted somebody somewhere else who's going to be better than him. It might take him 6 months to get to that level, but don't mind that. But what we don't want is to buy a journeyman third division centre half that will just fill a slot and be ordinary. And we can't do with ordinary. We've got to do with better.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be that easy. Look at Crawley. They could be in the bloody division with us next year. And I tell you, if you've never been to Crawley, I promise you, it's like going to Solihull Moors. That's the grounds are similar. You know, it's that sort of level of club, and we're not going to be able to take 2,500 fans down there because that wouldn't be. I mean, they'd have no room for their own fans. So it's going to be, you know, 900 stuck in a corner of the ground, and that, you know, that away following is going to be negated because, you know, I'll let you in. It's simple as that.
No.
Yeah.
Look
Chris, what at that, mate? Chris, how are you feeling about it all, Chris? I mean, I you know, at the time as well, I thought, you know, this is happening for a reason. You know, the reason, and like I've said before, the reason is just to change that mentality to winning more, because we will win more games in that league than what we did in the Championship. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah. It's all down to mentality, isn't it? I was just reading about the Northampton allocation. What, 400? That can't be right, surely.
Probably.
Have you been to Northampton? I'm not surprised.
I have, I've been to 400, yeah.
But with Northampton, you can go, if you can't get a ticket, just go and sit on the hill.
Yeah.
Got a big hill opposite.
Okay. He's never been called that before.
Yeah, well, it is what it is now anyway, and we are where we are, and we just got to think forward now and just glance back at last season and just think how we can go forward in a better way. And you know, like you said, Alan, if Tony's back, then that'll give everyone a massive lift because he's far too good to manage in that league, and you know he'll be by far the best manager in it as well. And you know, hopefully he'll come in and he'll do with us what he did with Blackburn, and because when he was with Blackburn, he did win League One, didn't they?
Yeah. No, they came second. They missed out against Wigan, 2 points.
I think the worst thing that could happen is that we get off to a really bad start, 2 or 3 games.
Yeah.
That's going to knock the mentality.
I said Ipswich won it last season and they come second, and now I'm asking about Tony and he comes second. So I'm just going to talk about League One and learn as we go.
we are like we're a wounded animal at the moment. Is the analogy I would give. It's like, you know, we're wounded, we haven't been killed off, but actually, generally, a wounded animal comes back stronger, learns by the mistakes, and they're in a force the next time around. And that's how I see us as a club. We have been wounded. But I tell you, at the last week, we had the first Solihull Blues meet, and we had Jeremy Dale come, and the insight, and I can't go into detail, but the insight that we had at that meeting was absolutely unreal in regards to how broken our club was. So to hear, we all know we're in good hands. We all know the position we're now in. We all know that those owners are hurting, and nothing more than, the words he said on multiple occasions. Tom Wagner is a winner, and he doesn't like losing. So he knows what's happened. We're being barked at. And now's our opportunity. We've hit the reset button, right? We're going to do it, and we're going to do it in style. We're wounded, but we're not out of it. We're not dead and buried.
No, not.
No.
Gary Cook said, didn't it? The Players Awards at the comeback will be, a million times better than the setback. So let's just all sit back and watch then, hopefully, and it will happen.
I think, sorry, Paul, I think that the loan signings are going to be massive. I think, obviously we've got to make a lot of permanent, but I think loan signings could be a really big boost because we need to now shift where we're looking. I think, the fact that we're looking at players that are already playing that league that are slightly below. And then I think we look at loan players maybe from Championship that are on the border of them, maybe even Premier League youth. Would that Dan from Liverpool come? I don't know. That's the only name I can think of from the top of my head. But maybe it's a shift in who we can actually get in now, which actually we might get a gem, and a Che Adams-like player. We might get, somebody that all of a sudden comes up. So hopefully, I think, hopefully we can get decent players. And I hope, we're going after the ones that we've been looking at for years. We've always said, we should go down to League 1 and 2. There's some real gems in there. But we can't be left behind. For example, I think players already after this winger from Peterborough. We need to be on that list too. Yeah. We need to be on the list of this, we're after this player, we're rumoured. We keep being rumoured with certain players. Let's just go in and get them. Instead of getting all these fringe players, let's go and get some first team players then. If we've got the cash, let's go and actually spend $3 million on a striker that knows the league. Let's go for a loan. Let's go for a loan that nobody thinks we can go for. And actually, you're going to get first team football. We'll sign you next season then if you do well. Hopefully the mindset changes.
And I just want to look out, sorry, Paul, some of the messages on the message board, because it's the comments are resonating with everything that we've all said, bar a few, and I will cover off both because I want people's opinion. But Pete Taylor, we need a mentality shift with the fans, especially those that have never been relegated to this division before. We will be a massive fish in a very small pond. Great way to discuss it and bring it forward. There's other comments around the transfer fees will be higher for players because we will be the biggest club in the league. As clubs will hike their fees for the players. Yeah. And do you know what, though? We're as a club, we won't be held to ransom. And that's come across as well. And I think was also raised by Jeremy during last week's meeting. I want to just cover off a few of the others as well. So we've got Anthony Lloyd posted a few times on the board. One of which was in and around the owners. And he just basically said, we'll be in League One for 10 years. These owners will not take us forwards. And if they had the opportunity to, they'd have got us out the league. No.
I completely disagree with that.
Didn't kick a ball on the field. What we had now, and I think he's showing to an awful lot of people, is we had a bunch of mixture, I should say, of prima donnas who were only interested in turning up when they wanted to, and those that were actually fighting and giving their heart for the club. So the one thing I can say is Knighthead will take us forwards.
Yeah, has a club ever had 6 managers in one season in the history of football?
You can have one manager in 6 years.
I know. So from a player's point of view, I get it. They come over the white line and they should do better than what they have in some games. But, they must have been all over the place. So, with different managers, because different managers want different things, don't they? In 1 minute, even if you're coming or going. But the biggest disaster from that point of view was Rooney, wasn't it? Because he was just trying to get, average Championship players, with all due respect to him, to try and play like Real Madrid. Exactly what Zola did when he was here.
He crushed their confidence. That's the problem.
Did kill the confidence.
He absolutely crushed them. And in the fact he can sit there on Sky Sports and say, well, he said yesterday, is just ridiculous. And, you know, at the end of the day, Rooney came, he messed it up, that went. And then I generally think as well, obviously it was not Venus's fault whatsoever, but the Venus era as well, the 6 games he was in charge. It's a shame we didn't just get an interim. We should have just gone, right, Robbo, coming in for the 6, don't know, something. But the thing is, though, it's been and it's gone, it's happened. A lot of the players won't ever play for Birmingham City again. Thank you, but it didn't work out, did it? And if you don't want to play for us in League One, go then. I know that a lot of the players of the awards, it does make me smile because some of them were quite like, yeah, I would like to stay. And then some of them after were like, we'll have to see. And one of them, I said, oh, you got an extension on your contract you can take up. And because he thought I didn't know. And then he went, oh, yeah, well, yeah. And then he just left the conversation. So it's up to them. Do they want to play or not? I'm sure that some of them will stay, and fair play. Let's just see who does.
Yeah, and let's hope, you know, a few kids from the academy can come in and do well for us, along with Donovan and Dixon,
Donovan,
Colin Tatham's lad, you know, Frank. All these players, you know, all these kids could come in in this league and really come in and rip it up, couldn't they? You know, George Hall, and I don't think we'll keep Jordan James. I think he'll be gone, won't he? I think.
Yeah, he'll be gone. I think as well, Paul, sorry to jump in, Paul, but also I think people are forgetting we've done a lot of games, well, aren't we? We've got the extra cup games, extra early rounds. So we're going to need a good bill of health. You know, they're all going to be called upon at some point.
Yeah.
It's going to be a right old slog.
Yeah, Pete Taylor here. Alfie Chang will be huge next season. Great shout.
Yeah.
I'm such a nice lad. I was chatting to him at the awards, and you know, he said he's more or less there now. He should be fit and ready to go next season after a pre-season under his belt. So yeah, he took a really nasty injury, didn't he, on the training ground? But you know, good to see him up and moving about, and you know, chatting to people in good spirits. So hopefully he can come into our midfield and do a good job for us as well. But it really is the most blue. It really is the most blues thing ever, isn't it? You know, we win the League Cup, we get relegated. We get dream owners, we get relegated. You know, it's in one out the net, you know, and out the other every single time. But yeah,
and it happened last time as well. Am I not right in thinking?
Yeah, Sullivan.
Yeah.
Came in, took over, we got relegated.
They came in and went straight down.
Yeah.
Can I just point out, Paul, what you just mentioned a player there, JJ, and if you think about our best player, Stansfield, they're both going to be, somebody considers them to be Premiership players now, and they will play Premiership football next year, probably. Now, how do we find better players than that, or at least as good? You know, it's hard. It's hard unless, again, you've got to be a very clever man, a Barry Fry, if you like, who picks people out of the, you know, who's this bloke, and he gets a dozen goals for us, you know, or whatever.
Yeah.
There aren't many Barry Frys about, and I'm just thinking, I hope, and I think that's why I want Tony Mowbray to come back, because he's got that knowledge. He was Pritchard, for example, came because of him. Now he was, you know, 30-year-old, but he got injured straight away. And, you know, that happens. You know, I'm not blaming anybody for that. It's just a fact. But if we pull somebody out from his pool, you know, every manager's got a big list of players who he would like.
Yeah.
You know, pull 2 or 3 out of that who are genuine Championship players and play them in Division 1, we'll be all right. If we buy hopefuls out of League 2 and they don't make it, we'll be in the soft and smelly again. You know, so it needs somebody who is very, very good at managing this kind of club.
I think that's the difference now. You know, when we went down from the Prem to the Championship, we had to get rid of all our best players because, you know, financially we were in a mess. Whereas now it's not like that off the field, is it? You know, we're not in a mess. No. We're not desperate to sell our best players to get money in. So that could make difference, and they might be willing to stick around for a season to see how it goes. You know, they might decide to stay with us for a season rather than move to a championship club who's like halfway up the championship. You know what I mean? They might be prepared to give it 12 months and just see how we go. You know what I mean? And some of them, Mark, it's the least they can do as well after, you know, we've been relegated. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sorry, go on, Mark.
No, sorry, Paul. I was going to say, I mean, you talking about the young kids, but at the other end of the scale, we were talking to Juki, and the vibes we got was that he wanted to stay for another season. I don't know about anybody else, but I think he'd be invaluable for another season. Not saying he'll play week in, week out, and I think some people think he's going to score 20 goals. He's never been like that. He's just a big target man. If he gets double figures, that's great. But just have him around the place just for one more year, I think that, you know, keep players like that as well. I don't know what our viewers think, but I'd sign him up tomorrow, hopefully, you know, keep him on.
I'd love him to stay. I think he epitomises what Birmingham City is all about. Hard-working, passion, drive, and actually never, ever, ever give in. And that's where his experience, and I agree with Mark, he wouldn't play every single game. But, you know, you have somebody like that on the bench that can help out in the dressing room. And I think he wants to do his coaching badges, if not already started them. So it's an opportunity to also bring the kids through and you know, people like Donovan, people need that experience around them. And I think he'd just be great for doing it. Yeah, and I'm not saying he would be the person at the end, be all and end all, but it'd just be just a figure in the dressing room.
I think we need to back him up this time, though. If he does sign up for another season, we don't need him strapping himself up and throwing himself out 65% fit to try and, you know what I mean, to try and play for us because we're that desperate. Because we were, I'm not saying we're that desperate because of him as a player, but we were that desperate that he had to play for us at 65% match fit. Do you know what I mean? To try and stay up. Because we didn't sign enough strikers. I know we didn't envisage him getting injured, but back in January, in hindsight now, we really should have got another striker in, shouldn't we, to increase the squad? Because obviously if Hogan was out of favour as well, which he was, then all we've got then is Stansfield, isn't it, as an out-and-out number 9. So they've really got to address that in the summer, haven't they, and try and get us at least 2 strikers in, at least, you know. And again, Tyler Roberts in this league as well, if he stays, he could do a job for us. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah. So, do we think we're going to lose some of our internationals, the likes of Miyoshi and Paik and Bielik?
Miyoshi's gone.
I think Bielik will go as well.
Miyoshi's gone. Where did I read that? Is he already gone?
Well, he will go because of his age and wanting to play for Japan.
I see.
And Paik, I think, will be the same with Korea, to be honest. He was already being touted before the end of the season to move. And I think he will get his opportunity as well because of, again, the international side of things.
Bielik, I'd love him to stay, but I don't think for a minute he will.
He stayed for Derby, though, didn't he? Didn't he do one season?
Don't you think he's
hit? Which is weird.
He came to us because
of the World Cup.
They wanted him to play at a higher level.
Let's just remember,
he proved himself at that higher level, and they're quite happy to let him play anywhere he likes. That's another.
Just trying to put myself in Bielik's shoes, you know. If he'd have got relegated under the old owners, it'd have been like he'd have probably been running now to go somewhere else. But I don't think that's going to be in the mentality of the players now. They're not going to be thinking, "Oh God, I've got to get out of here," because there is something big going on at the club at the moment, isn't there? All off the field at the moment, but it's going to take them time to get it right on the field. But I do think they will, and I think, you know, if some of these players do move on, in 12 months, 2 years' time, they could regret it because they could be playing at a lower level than us.
And let's not forget, I mean, he's come up on the message board a few times and it's been a big topic over the past few days, really, as things have settled. But that's the difference in this league in terms of finances. So, you know, it's financial fair play is not the same as what you see in the Premier League or Championship in Division 2. And Division 1, it's now down to income that has to be provided at the very start of the season, and relegated sides get to spend a greater proportion of that. I think it's 70%, if I remember rightly, on salaries. You know, because they've been relegated. So you're up against teams that can only spend 50% against those that can spend 70%. You also have what's not in the Championship or Premier League, and that's that if the owners decide to invest more money, that money can go straight into expenditure on players and salaries, something you don't see because it's based on income in the other areas. So we do have this opportunity. We do have a big financial clout, and it's hopefully, I'm not saying go and break the bank, first of all. I wouldn't expect the club to do it. But I think what they will do is they will back the manager and they will build us a team that we will be proud of. And clearly the message that came out is we will be back. And Mark, just to go back to your comment as well earlier on around the atmosphere after the game, it was surreal to be walking as I did through Big Berth, an hour and a half after kick-off, and seeing people singing and dancing outside pubs. Yeah. I saw our very good friend Dave Taylor, and he said he hasn't experienced a relegation atmosphere like what we had at that last game and like it was afterwards. And it is almost as though, do you know what? We've gone down, but I'm not afraid, And in past years, yes, definitely. If we'd have gone in the past, I actually don't think we'd exist now. I think we'd have gone into liquidation under the old owners. And I don't think we'd have been in the situation we're in now. And now, you're in the doldrums because of who you're playing. But tell you what, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be good times.
We've got to do a Karate Kid. We've been knocked down, but you're not going to like it when we get back up. We need to give that massive scorpion kick to League One next season and just wipe everybody out. So I believe we've got a guest on, haven't we?
I think he's struggling to get on with his microphone's on, but his camera's not on. I think he needs to...
How you doing? You're right.
I can't put the camera on.
Right, okay. So it should be probably down on your left-hand side, or was it the top left, is it? Can't remember now. On what are you on, iPad?
I'm on my phone.
On your phone?
You should have a symbol of a camera with a line over the top of it. Just press on it, and that should put it on.
That's what I thought. Yeah, it's not. It's not. It's just weird.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
Switch it off and on again. Try and leave and come back on.
Yeah, I think I might do that.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, try it.
But that's what everyone in IT support says, isn't it? Switch it off and on.
Don't forget to count to 10 before you switch it back on. That should always be included.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Claire, what away days are you looking forward to next season then?
I think all of them. I mean, I've been to quite a few of them. I'm looking forward to going to like Stevenage. Never been there in my life.
No one ever said that.
It ain't no paradise.
I just hope that, like, with all, because I think with the platinum and gold, we're just hoping that, we can all kind of still go. We've all been there through the heartache of the last 5 to 10 years of watching rubbish away from home. So, I'm quite looking forward to it, to be honest. Let's go to little grounds. Let's make some noise. Hopefully, we can get more than them. That'd be good.
Yeah.
Wrexham as well.
Yeah.
See if we can get on the Netflix, on the Disney Plus.
I'll tell you what.
TV.
Sky will be licking their lips about that one, Wrexham and Blues, won't they? They'll be absolutely loving that.
9th of August. It'll be Birmingham City against Wrexham. You watch.
Go on, Al.
I tell you what, if that's the prediction, then I'd do it because, the last game of the season, if you'd have predicted with the bookies and put a bet on for all of those teams that needed to get the results to get results, the odds in the morning were 10,000 to 1.
Yeah, you'd have been rich.
Now listening to
I'm annoyed that I didn't put that bet on. I thought if I have a silly tenner on them 3 winning, it'll pay for my season ticket next year. And it would have done, but I didn't do it. One thing, I'm talking to Claire here, and Paul, you'll probably agree with me, the Barry Fry year in that division was fun, right? We were never off the front page. That was because of Barry. Barry says stupid things, and, the chairman doesn't know the difference between a goal line and a clothesline and all that sort of stuff.
He's on about you, Al.
But what it was so memorable. I watched the video of that season over and over again, 60-odd games we played, and I went to 63 of them, and it was just fun. The difference was that we took 5,000 away to Shrewsbury or somebody, and they all got in. Now it won't be like that anymore, but it was so much fun, and we started terribly. We lost at Orient first game, beat Chester the second game, and then lost at home to Wycombe Wanderers. I mean, Cyril Regis got the winner, and we was mental. How can't we beat Wycombe bloody Wanderers? But then we started to win, and we went 20 games without defeat, and losing never crossed your mind. It was how many we were going to win by today.
Just can't wait to see some away wins, to be honest. I mean, it would be nice to get above, single figures. Be nice to get above 4, to be honest. So
yeah. Anyway, a big welcome to the Tilton Talk Show to the one and only Succeed from the official supporters club. How you doing, mate?
Hey guys, you right?
Yeah.
Nice up.
How you doing, mate?
Put your phone forward a bit. I can only see your eyes.
Right, and turn it landscape. Turn it. There we go. Perfect.
Yeah, just coming back on that, Al. The last time we were in, what was then obviously the second division, the third division rather. I think 3 players in that team would probably be in today's game would probably be worth more than the whole squad we got now between them. I think Ian Bennett, I think Liam Daish, and I think Steve Claridge. Those 3 players.
Yeah.
Just those 3 combined in today's market worth more than the whole squad that we had last season. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely.
I'm not bored.
We sold Daisy in the middle of a semi-final for $5 million.
Yeah.
We sold Claridge eventually for nearly as much as that, and Benno stayed till he dropped personally. And I mean, Jonathan Hunt, when he was at his best, he suffered with injuries in the end. And when he played in that season, we could have got 3 or 4 million for him then. We didn't. We wanted to win the league. We didn't want to get rid of our best players.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't say Mark Ward, because he was like 33, 34 then. If Mark Ward was 24, 25 now, he'd be over 80 million probably, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah. Sucker, where's your head at anyway, mate? How are you about things? And, we've had obviously over a week now to process the relegation. And, how are you doing?
I was all right. And then I started watching football the last couple of days and started feeling it, to be honest. It's been weird, hasn't it? I think on the day itself, I just heard you guys speaking about it. On the day itself, afterwards, I was kind of like, I was quite relaxed. I was upset, but I wasn't that upset because I think it's been coming for quite a while. When you go in and watch the games and, we went away to Huddersfield, we went away to Rotherham, and those last 2 away games were terrible. And it was a lot to ask for, really. And I think when you haven't got your own destiny in your own hands, it does make it very difficult. And it is what it is. I'm gonna just accept it and look forward to the new season. At the same time, we're desperate to know a lot of things, aren't we? We're desperate to know about TM, and we're desperate to know about what players we're going to retain. And there's loads of rumours and stuff going around, and see what happens, really, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And I said
next week.
I did let me say at the start of the show as well that I'd rather get relegated with these owners than stay up with the old owners. And
100%, mate. And I heard you say that as well. I mean, obviously, if we was under the old ownership now, we'd probably disappear into the abyss.
Yeah.
I don't think Birmingham City Football Club would exist after another 4 or 5 years. And to be honest, we've had 10 horrible years. And I think it's about time that, like I think Claire said, or somebody said just now, that we want to have some wins away and enjoy ourselves a little bit more. And let's have a rebuild with these new owners. And let's hopefully they come through with what they're saying. Because words are one thing, but actions speak a lot more than words that will ever speak. So let's see what happens, really. I mean, they've got to now put their money where their mouth is.
Yeah.
And that's it, really, isn't it, really, from that point of view?
Yeah. Let's go into the start of your career as a Blues fan then, mate. What got you into Blues, and how long have you sort of been going regular? And do you remember what your first game was as well?
I think my first game was my first away game was West Brom, and I always remember going to the Hawthorns. My first actual game at Blues was the season after we won the Leyland Das. Okay. And my uncle was a Blues fans, originally from Aston, but they brought me down to Blues. I was about 90, not end of 91. Yeah, it was like August 91. And then they used to bring me here and there, and then slowly it's progressed. And then when we got to 95, we went to the Auto Windscreen final. Yeah. And that's it. Then since then, it's never ended.
Yeah. You've done home and away since then, have you? Pretty much, or just?
I've done a lot of away games when I was younger, but not as many as I do now.
Okay.
Not over the last so many years. I think I had a little bit of a dip when I had little kids. Yeah. And new family, new marriage and stuff, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. About 20 years ago. That happens, doesn't it? That's what happens. Yeah. And then it just comes back, doesn't it? And the funny thing is, it's like, you don't see anybody, do you? Like, you don't really, until we started doing all this overseas stuff and, Twitter and stuff, which I've never done before. Like, I've been on social media for years, but been very private. Over the last couple of years, come onto Twitter and I've shown my face a little bit, and all of a sudden you meet people that you didn't even know were around you, really. Mm. Yeah. And I posted a video last night of like 2013 away at Villa. And I was looking through my YouTube account and I was thinking, God damn, I can't believe all these years ago. And yeah, it's crazy, mate. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's been turbulent times, and eventually we've dropped, but I'm confident we're going to rebuild and come back stronger for it. I really do. And I think I'm a big believer. I don't know if you agree, but things do happen for a reason, and I just think that the reason this has happened is to just change the mentality, across the whole club on the field to winning more than, because it's been losing for a long time now, isn't it?
Yeah, and you know what? Losing becomes a habit just as much as winning becomes a habit. And even if we are in League One, and we've been to League One before, I've been there. I've been to some of these stadiums when I was a young lad. And, you just get on with it. And when you start winning and you create a winning mentality, it's infectious. It gets everybody, going, and the optimism grows. And we should hit the championship like a juggernaut, really. Yeah. And that's what I'd like to see. I'd like to see us fire into the championship and, be at 100%, 100 miles an hour. Good squad, add a few more additions with a bit more of a championship experience, and go for at least the playoffs the following season.
Yeah. I mean, when you look back on the last time we got out of this league, it took us a few seasons, didn't it? God bless him. Trevor, it took a manager change or two manager changes in the end to get us to the promised land. But even after, Barry Fry took us up, and then we had the season in this shirt, didn't we? 95, 96.
Yeah.
And then, I think we finished about halfway up the championship that season, or what was then Division 1. And then, the end of that season, Trevor came in, and from when Trevor came in then, we were pitting our wits more or less in and around the playoffs, weren't we?
Yeah, I mean, the shirt you're wearing, I just reminds me of Liam Daish always, that shirt.
Yeah, same as me, yeah.
I only see Liam Daish when I see that shirt. And when I met him, I've met so many people this season, I've been so lucky. And when
And there it is, that's as good as it gets on this stage. Nissan Townstar EV strikes again. It's an unstoppable van, unstoppable.
Look, just fantastic. You can actually see the Pro Pilot technology in action. Effortless parallel parking.
It moves with all the confidence that comes with a 5-year warranty.
And with a bench full of all-star van experts, there's real strength in depth here.
That's all-star quality.
Search Nissan Townstar EV and visit your local all-star van centre to see for yourself.
Terms and conditions apply. 5 years or 100,000 miles, whichever comes first.
ProPilot is an advanced driver assist technology. Driver's responsibility to stay alert, drive safely, and control vehicle at all times.
Picture the scene. All of your mates around, you've got your McNugget share boxes ready to go. Partner this with your team playing champagne football. Perfect. Order McDelivery now on the McDonald's app. There's nothing quite like a McDelivery. At participating restaurants, 18 plus, serving times, delivery fee and terms apply. See mcdonalds.com.
Met Daisy at one of the disabled events, and he was there, and I was in awe. And I was like, mate, when I was a young lad, I was like, you was like steel to me, like Superman, you know what I mean? And he was like, you know what I mean? He was that type of player, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Daisuke is probably harder now than he was when he played. I'll tell you what.
He's still scary, isn't he? He's still scary.
He was somewhat special, wasn't he? Yeah. And it was what, I mean, look, you're looking at Barry Fry, and then, you know, I think Francis came in 96, was it? 96, 97 or something?
Yeah. It's 28 years today, to be honest. So. I think it's 28 years today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Today, 28 years.
Yeah.
28 years.
Scary, isn't he?
Yeah, but as soon as I saw Daisuke modelling this shirt, I just went up to the shopping fair and bought it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. In case he came around your house.
But it will come back, guys. I think the good days will come, and who hasn't seen them, people who haven't seen it, are going to get to see it now, nice, and they're going to get to have their own memories and stories for the generation after them. So, I mean, I was chatting to a few young lads after the game at Norwich, and they were like, "Oh, you know, people call me Punjabi because they don't know my name, you know, whatever." Or I just said, "Look, don't worry about it, man." I go, "You trust me." I go, "The good times will roll. Just have the faith." It's a cycle, isn't it? It's a cycle.
Yeah, it's right.
Yeah. At least sometimes you have to take a step back to make 5 forwards, don't you? You know, and
100%.
Yeah, that's what I believe we're doing. I mean, even the most successful teams recently, you know, you can even put Man City in there in recent years. You know, they went down to the 3rd tier. We more or less put them there, didn't we? With Dele Adebola's goal at Main Road.
Yeah. I mean, I saw a video today of a girl, and someone was like jibbing her, saying that, "Oh, you know, was you supporting us when we were rubbish?" Basically, yeah, Man City. And then she's pulled out loads of photos of when they were playing York City away and this, that, the other, and all the rest of it. And you know what it is? If they can do it, I mean, I'm not saying that we're going to be able to hit their standards of the heights that they hit, but if they can do it and they've had the right backing behind them, we can definitely do it. And the stadium's the key. If when that stadium gets built, that's the key for our success and our future, you know, in football, basically, as a football club. That stadium is everything. That is going to keep us alive.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
there's going to be a massive difference as well between the years of old when we were all down there watching them in the old 3rd division as it was, and where we are this time, and that is the fan base. You know, I remember going down to St Andrews, and we were lucky if we were seeing 7,000 or 8,000, and then it went on that winning streak, which built the fan base, and we'll do that again. But I think the difference will be, you know, could we get 12,000, 13,000 season ticket holders? They price it right. Hell yeah, if not more.
This season coming?
Yeah.
I'll put a bet on anyone with anyone. I reckon we'll get a minimum of 15,000.
Yeah. I reckon we'll get about 18,000. I think.
Yeah. Really? Being optimistic, I'd reckon. If I was being optimistic, I'd say 17 plus. But definitely 15,000, definitely.
Yeah. That's quite interesting. But I've just been doing some mental arithmetic. You're talking about your, percentages of the gateman. We get a 25,000 crowd, which we probably should more often than not next year. That brings us in 500,000 every home game. Your Stevenages, your Crawleys, your Stockport counties get to 10,000 crowd. They'll be doing absolute answering, and that would get them 200,000 as opposed to our 500,000. Now that's that's the difference, and there won't be many teams in that division who are averaging 5 figures, to be honest. So from a financial point of view, we ought to be burning it up, basically. We're taking £2 million a month in just forget about the sponsorship. And that was that's the other thing I wanted to mention earlier. On that last game, I turned up and I couldn't get anywhere near the car park. It was full of people drinking, eating. There was a band on, and I'm thinking, this is this game. Obviously, it was important. It's a gold mine. And then I got round the back of the main stand, and it was the same there. There was all these side shows and what have you. And I'm thinking, this is the face of the future. This is going to be every Saturday. People people, eating, drinking, and he goes on about his revenue streams and so on and so forth. It's already started, and that took me a while. I couldn't get it. I couldn't get into the shop. Couldn't get anywhere near it. And I finished up being in the ground having a cup of tea at 2:00 because I couldn't enjoy any of the stuff because I was too late.
Yeah, just talking about that last game. What the bloody hell was going on when everyone was cheering when nobody had scored?
Yeah.
They had scored, but it was disallowed. So people were celebrating the fact that there had been an equaliser at the whole game. And yet the problem was it was disallowed. So people were just getting mixed messages over a period of time. And it came out afterwards that's what had happened. But then again, if you watch the highlights, it's questionable as to whether it should have been disallowed. But that explains why there was a lot of raucousness at one point, and it did spread.
Just going back to good times, bad times. 6th of May, 1988, Blues versus Leeds. The gate was. Come on, anybody? 6,024.
Yeah.
That's only 3 years before we took 50-odd thousand to Wembley.
I think the best thing that they did was the £15 offer.
Yeah.
I think, I know a lot of people that have said, I want to come back. Yeah. I mean, I've got 4 or 5 people that have said, we might come back once a month. We haven't been for 5 years, but once a month we might be able to do it. Or actually, I fancy getting a season ticket. So actually, they're getting the old people back that have either not been able to come and I think they've got to price it really, really well because I think that's where it's going to hit. I think season tickets will go down. I've got a good feeling that they will. I don't think they'll be 380. Yeah, it'd be nice if they did because obviously the standard of football will drop.
You get what you pay for, don't you?
And I think get some more £10, £15 a game because you're more likely, especially for kids, get the kids down, make it fun. You've got all these fan parks and everything. Make it so people want to come back. So when we do get the back in the championship, hopefully, that, that literally we're right, 20,000 season tickets, let's fill it. Do you know what I mean? And we're back then. Yeah. That might be... it might just be one of those things where we do have to go down to come back up and we'll be even stronger.
And just add a point to what you're saying, Claire. I mean, I don't know nothing about what the prices will be for season tickets, but one thing I learned on the last day as well, and since then, is, yes, the feel-good factor is kind of coming back. And people have been saying to me, I haven't had a season ticket for years and I'm going to get one. Just exactly what you just said as well. And, if they start doing offers, we could easily start filling up St Andrews again. And I'm going to plug the OSC now, right?
Good.
The OSC has brought a lot of fans back together, and there's a lot of people that don't go to games. There's a lot of people that are not on social media, and they've just been found to get on in these little groups in their little towns and little areas around Birmingham, around the country, and they're all talking. And the great thing is they're all talking blues, and that's what you really want. And it's helping people's mental health. And soon enough you'll start seeing a lot more of the older faces coming back to blues. And it is the work that people like Craig and Claire and lots of other branch leaders do. It's fantastic, mate. And the stories. It's not just me saying it. It's the stories that are coming back to us already. We've been going for 6-7 weeks, I think, or whatever it is. And there's 3,000 members nearly.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
It's insane, mate. It's insane.
Yeah. I just want to say well done to John Ruddy as well for making it into team of the season. I'm not going to lie, I was surprised when I saw that.
Yeah.
Well, he's had a lot to face, and I'm not going to lie, he's probably had the most shots to save and the most things to do, but then also he's made a lot of mistakes as well, hasn't he?
It does,
like the calibre goalkeeper.
Did we all agree with the awards as well that were given? Do we think Jay should have got all of them, or did anybody run in close for any of them, do we think? Or
Buchanan should have maybe got one.
Who?
Buchanan.
Yeah, he was close.
I felt sorry for him, but I think Jay was just outstanding. He actually cared.
Yeah. Well, he had a tear in his eye, didn't he?
Yeah.
Not many
There's not many.
I bet you there's not many clubs, is there, in the football pyramid that get relegated and then put a bloody dreadful comedian on in front of their fans the next day.
Was he that bad, Paul? Was he that bad?
He was horrendous. He couldn't even... No. Right, so for me, they're plugging everything to do with being a Brummie, being from Birmingham, and we put a Londoner on. They can't say Birmingham.
Can't say Birmingham.
Yeah. So I think if anyone's from the club... If you're trying to big up Birmingham as a whole and our city, keep things to do with Birmingham going. Don't put a random Londoner. They can't say Birmingham.
Who was it?
Comedian, and after we get relegated.
Axel Blake, wasn't it?
Axel Blake.
Right,
it would have been lovely, but
give him a good plug.
Not after we got relegated. It wasn't funny.
I didn't think it was funny anyway, and I wasn't even thinking about relegation when I was watching him. I don't watch Britain's Got Talent, really, but not for years I haven't, and I'd never heard of him, but a few people around my table had. But, he certainly didn't.
Just to come back as well, and Suck, you've played it down a little bit there, mate, but the OSC, right, I just want to shout out a few things that's happened since this started, right? So... Let's take it back to 6 or 7 weeks when we had supporters groups in a small number of places. We now have supporters groups across the world in places you would never dream that we have supporters groups. We've got people who have had bucket list dreams, as it was put the other day, made true because they were able to go and play on St Andrews' pitch just the other night. And it's things like that bring people together. They've raised money already through the subscriptions to the groups that will be going towards the Blues Foundation.
Hey, Craig, is that what Oliver Burke was doing?
It is what Oliver Burke was doing, yeah. He turned out he still couldn't score, mate. We're also ground tours. People have had an opportunity to go around St Andrews and see areas and hear stories that you never, ever, ever would think of. And you get to hear, what's gone on across the years in the club. The bringing together of people, right? So we held our first Solihull group meeting. I expected between 30 and 40 people. We had over 70. And not just that, they turned up to meet people from the club. Jeremy Dale was there. Right? So you never hear of our club communicating. But he came out and he spoke to people and he explained, and he's gone out toward other groups. Gary Cook's been out to some. John Clark's been out to some. So we are now in a period where something every fan was shouting for months ago was communication. And I don't think it's any better than what it is at the moment. And it's only going to get better.
Yeah.
It continues to grow, right? And people out there have also, right, we've had the negativity about the supporters groups, but there'll be way more positives than there are negatives. And that's the key. It's going to continue to expand. God, there's even one in Coventry, so Mark Adams is all right. You know what I mean? So
I've still got no friends, Craig. Let's face it.
Still got no friends.
But you know what it is as well, Craig? Like I mentioned it just now. There's like 200 odd people in your group. There's groups out there with 15, 20 people as well. But when people have we've been locked away for 2 years through COVID, people have suffered with their mental health. People haven't come back to the Blues because the football's been dire. And then all of a sudden now people are getting together, they're getting to talk, making new friendships, interacting. And to me, that's the biggest sell of the OSC. Not the incentives are amazing. Yeah, you get to play in the Alliance Cup. You get to, get the tours around the club, meet people, that kind of. But that for me is the core of what it's about. It's our city, it's our community, and our community is not just around Birmingham City Football Club. Our community is worldwide, as you just mentioned. We've got bases in Kenya, Hawaii, California, Australia. We've got 3 branches. It's insane.
Smedic.
That's good.
We've even got one in Dallas, even though he's not on tonight. But we've even got one in Dallas. Some of the comments on the message board. Claire Lou, I'm thinking of setting up a Bromsgrove OSC. Go for it.
Yeah,
go for it. And reach out if you need any support, because we're all there. Another one, we got people applying for the Yardley one because we haven't got it. You know, we've got fan bases across the whole of the city in suburbs that you'd think people would snap their hands off, but actually, you know, we haven't got them there yet. But
Craig, do you think it's because people think it's a difficult thing to set up when it's not? Is it?
No, it's not.
To be honest, it's not.
And you know as well, Chris. You know, like people say, "Oh, but why do we need one so close to the football club?" It's not about that. I mean, I met the guy from South and West Yorkshire. He sits in block 13 in the Tilton. I sit in block 11. I've never seen him until the season. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's weird, like, isn't it? Football.
Yeah.
Like, we all go to the Blues. We all go to St Andrews. We all go away, and we don't really see a lot of people. But then obviously now we've all started to get to know each other, and isn't that a great thing that you walk around the football club, you walk in the fan parks, you say hello to people reply. It's interactive. That's what it's all about for me, really.
It truly is a football family.
Yeah,
it's nice.
Let's spend a couple of minutes now just going over any questions that we've had or anything on the live chat. Chris, any comments?
100. There's a lot of questions regarding the OSC, isn't there, Craig? Is there a Higgs Norton one? Craig, I was particularly impressed by Sutton Coldfield OSC support at a recent Blues tour. I'd go for the Warrington one, yeah. A true family, that mate, says Michael Woods. Yeah, it's quite a lot about the... this is a good one as well. Is it time to move away supporters out of the Gilmerick? And personally, I think, yeah. I don't know where.
This was raised at the Blues meet-up, and I know has been mentioned as well at... It's
got to come.
At the open houses.
And at Blues Matters, we have been...
Blues Matters, yeah. The answer that we had was they'd love it to happen. But actually, it's a total pain in the backside to get it done.
No, it's not.
And it's all to do with how you get the fans in and out, you know. And people raised that many years ago, you had people in the bottom half of the main stand, and that's where the away fans were. And why can't they do it again? It now comes down to the policing and the structure that's there of getting fans in and out the ground.
That's the main thing. It's policing.
Yeah, it is. And it's the thing is the club have looked at it. And I think it's fair to say they'd love nothing more than to have their own fans fully behind both of those goals. And I think that's perhaps when it comes to the new stadium, one thing that you will see. I can't see away fans being directly behind a goal.
Nah.
That's all.
Because the noise that generates in that GM is because of the structure of the stadium. I don't think people understand how loud it is.
No. And, you know, to go over some of the comments as well, Paul, of what you're saying, you know. So, Jason Hughes, great comment here. I had a guy approach me at the Norwich game as he'd seen me on the Dorset OSC group. So, he's beginning to connect people. Others asking, is it hard to do? Does it, you know, and is it people are worried that it costs pounds and time to do it? No. Firstly, to set one up, it's all voluntary, you know. We put the time in and the effort, and you build your group as you go along. It's not as though something's going to happen just overnight. And those groups that have got 20, 30 are equally as powerful as those that have 100, 200, because it is bringing those people together. And you know, if people outside of here want to talk about it or want to know any more details, then I'm more than happy to talk about it. And let's face it, Suck and Delves, Claire, they're not scary. I'm sure they won't turn you away if you've got any questions. It's just a bit worried about Claire, actually.
I wasn't talking about Claire.
Can I just say, well done to Suck, Delves and Helena as well, because I know you guys put in so much time and effort and energy into it. And, you know, you don't get the praise you deserve. And generally, I think you three are doing a magnificent job. So fair play.
Thank you, Claire. Thank you, mate. I mean, look, end of the day, if it creates something that's really good for the football club, and, you know, we can create something where it brings us all together as a family and everyone's happy and we're all supporting one another, then I'm happy with that. And for people that are worried about joining an OSC or creating an OSC, there's loads of support. The support's there. I mean, all the branch leaders, all the members, everyone's supporting each other. So, by all means, it's a whole new world. But trust me, it's worth it. I think it's worth it, and it's only going to grow. It's only going to grow, isn't it, guys?
Craig, you mentioned Jason Hughes earlier, top man. I was sat with him at the awards as well. Such a top guy. Another interesting comment from him here. Actually, that he says he don't think that Jay's goal was goal of the season. And I must admit, when they put him up on the screen, I thought Bacuna's free kick at Stoke was. That was my thought, but I'm not sure if that was Jason's as well. I can't remember if he agreed with me or not. But Jason, what was your goal of the season? If it wasn't Stansfield against Plymouth, what was it, mate? I'm sure you agreed with me and said Bacuna, but do correct me if I'm wrong, because that was my opinion. But it's whoever gets the most votes, isn't it? At the end of the day, it was a great goal by Jay though against Plymouth, but I just thought Bacuna's free kick at Stoke was like Beckham's against Greece, wasn't it?
Yeah, great goal.
Paul, have you joined an OSC, Paul?
Yeah, I'm with Craig. Solihull.
Are you in a certain one? Solihull one, sorry.
Oh, Solihull, yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
We've got some other comments, and Suck, this just resonates around OSC, as you can imagine at the moment. But Steve Tarbuck, Tamworth OSC hasn't cost us a penny, and we've had 2 meets up locally with Jeremy Dale attending. And one meet has been great. It's been meeting more Blues fans based locally. Having a direct communication within the club is awesome.
Yeah.
We've got Michael Hawley, and apologies if that's not how you pronounce the surname, but 24 members now in the Ulster Blues.
Good stuff.
When I started, I never thought we'd get to 10. It's well worth setting up. Delves, Suck and Co. do an amazing job. Stephen Harley, I joined the South Wales OSC, met up with people I'd probably never known beforehand. So it works. Michael Woods, Suck, you're a top man. There's a lot of love for you out there. And Michael Woods is saying Gary Gardner's goal against West Brom for him was his vote for goal of the season.
Oh, yeah. Jason said Bacuna, but not the free kick. It must have been the one at...
when he hit it outside the box and it was unstoppable,
Nigel says, what does the OCS stand for? It's Official Supporters Club. And thank you as well, Tony Shaw, for the very kind words about the Tilton Talk Show. It is appreciated.
Yeah. So, being the last show, I want to get everyone's opinions on the Euros. Are we going to win it? Craig, yes or no?
Yes.
Claire?
Yes, if Southgate doesn't play certain players.
Alan?
Well, I think we should, but whether we will, England are great at shooting themselves in the foot. The thing that will stop them is that defence is crap.
Yeah,
and they've got a crap goalkeeper as well. But from the front eight's the best in Europe by miles.
Yeah, he's done well for England. Pickford has though.
I don't think he did very well the last time.
He's not world class. So that's the only mistake he's ever made for England in his life.
We haven't got a world class keeper.
No.
Nah.
So Pickford's the best of the bad bunch.
No, we need to play to our strengths, which is attacking. Attack is the best form of defence. I'd love to see us play the 3-2-4-1 like Guardiola does at Man City. You could play 2 10s then, and you could have Cole Palmer and Bellingham with Foden left and Saka right, couldn't you, behind Kane?
Lots of confidence on the shout box here. Yeah. No, yes. No, yes, no.
To be honest, if we go out in the groups, I'll be quite joking. I think we'll win it. I genuinely do think we'll win it. I think we're the best team in Europe at the minute.
Who's in our group?
Serbia.
Who's in our group?
Serbia.
The group's easy.
Yeah.
Denmark. And who's the other one?
England win the Euros if Southgate just lets loose a little bit and stops being so defensive the way he wants to play. He needs to take his waistcoat off, undo his tie a little bit, and just get on with it. You know what I mean? We should have won the bloody Euros the last one, but he just tightened up, didn't he? And he's not good like that.
Just don't play Henderson and stuff.
Yeah, I hope not. We're better now than what we was in the last Euros, though, aren't we? I think.
Yeah, I think we're the best team in Europe, Paul.
We definitely are.
Okay. So everyone's saying no then, apart from me and Mark Adam.
Yeah.
And Craig, did you say
I
yes?
said yeah.
Oh, Claire said yes as well.
I said no as well. I don't think
I think it's one of them ones. I love one of the comments I've just seen, and I can't remember who it was by, but it's, can you just imagine if it's rifled into the top corner by Bellingham to win the final?
Wow.
I mean, that and I should say, actually, I know he's a blow and everything else, but massive congratulations for what's happened out in Spain. I mean, there aren't many people that can do what he has done, setting the job to light and now lifting the trophy.
No, not even Cristiano Ronaldo did that, did he?
No.
And also, did you see his interview with the Real fans? He was almost flawless in the way that he spoke, and it's just like, as an individual, he is just absolutely unbelievable. And I tell you,
he's been well groomed.
Prediction: he will be back, and he will play in a blue shirt again. He will come back.
I'd love that.
When he's about 37.
He might do a better job than Troy Deeney did.
Yeah. Can you imagine though? If the worst comes to the worst, and them lot up the road qualify for the Champions League and they get drawn against Real Madrid?
Oh, he's got to bring us all down, hasn't he?
I'd love him to score at nowhere.
You've just put a positive spin on most definitely the most negative thing you could have said this evening, Mark.
No, they never won a cup. That's all that matters in my house. They never won a cup, so it doesn't matter.
No. We're still the only West Midlands club to win a major trophy in high.
Yeah, of course.
There's only one thing more embarrassing than winning a Mickey Mouse Cup is getting beat in a Mickey Mouse Cup.
Yeah.
Let's not get too cocky though, because we're playing in the Papa John's Trophy next week.
It's a Bristol Street Motors one now, isn't it?
We'll put the kids in for that.
We should play for you.
I would actually. The 21s for me. The 21s would be the starting team in that Papa John's Bristol Street Motors.
Yeah.
Is it
local? Yeah, local.
Bristol Street Motors.
It's an omen.
Okay.
It's an omen.
It could actually be drawn against B6s under 21s. I mean, how scary is that?
Yeah.
We could end up playing them.
You know what, Craig? I don't think we can. I don't think we can initially because I think they're classed as north.
They're north, and no, we only go for south. You watch us go to somewhere like furthest south ever, or somewhere like
I hope so. Big Seal, that'll do.
No, it's a bit rough down there.
Yeah, it is.
No, if we going back to England for one more minute, if we can get Foden and Bellingham playing their club form for England, then they can carry us all the way.
And Cole Palmer and Saka.
Yeah. Yeah, Anthony Gordon as well. I like him a lot as well. Yeah, we've got some quality players. Haven't we going for Harry Kane? I haven't even said Harry Kane as well.
Yeah.
He's another one that never wins anything.
I know.
Get Bellingham next year for our Eurovision entry.
Eurovision, yeah, I've just seen this, and there's another one saying that if he scores the winner in the Euros, then all he's got to do is then knock out Tyson Fury, and he'll be a completed person in sport. So, Chris, should we do the Tilton Talk Awards?
Oh, right, okay. Have you all organised it while I've been away then?
Yeah, well, we'll just make it up as we go along.
All right, okay, good. Okay.
This is where I lose my signal.
Before we start, have I won any?
Yeah, you are the winner of the Santa of the Year award, so congratulations. Even with a 10.
I want to thank my manager, my wife, my dog.
Which one? Which 6?
I think Chris does deserve a round of applause for all the work and effort.
Yeah, I agree.
I'll give myself every season he puts in the harder work. So well done, Chris.
Thank you. It's appreciated.
Yeah. And here's to season 14.
Yeah.
Yep. Season 13 has been very unlucky for some.
Mark Meredith, he gets to win the Overseas TTS Representative of the Year award. Unfortunately, he's not here to receive it, so Paul, you can receive it on here.
I did have a fanfare.
Ladies and gents, Mark Adams, he wins the Thumbs Up award for the year.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You had to think about that then, didn't you?
Yeah, I know you're getting that.
But where's the road, Mark?
Oh, it's hanging up, to be honest, Paul. It's got to be starched.
Okay. Is that an AV shirt you're wearing? Because it looks like
the training top, and I didn't realise till tonight, till Paul pointed out, it actually looks like a... Oh, can you see it?
Can we take that award off him, Chris? Let's take it away.
Ah, bloody hell.
Easy come, easy go, Mark.
That's the only thing I've ever won.
No, you're about to win the I've Got No Friends of the Year award, so congratulations.
I'd like to thank all my friends. Oh, hang on. I can't.
What Craig's going over this, I want people to put on the chat your top three shows from this season to all our viewers out there.
Well, it's tough.
Cheers, yeah. Harley Dean's probably got to be up there, isn't he?
Morrow's a good one, wasn't he?
Yeah, that was a great one.
Let's let our viewers do it.
Okay.
I think David Davies has got to be up there as well. But yeah, carry on, Craig. Sorry.
Female presenter of the year. So congratulations again to Mark Adams.
I'll put my thumb up, you know. I'm doing as Jay Stansford, and I'm sweeping the board.
Just don't start crying, please.
Oh God, yeah. Top show when Paul lost his teeth.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so funny.
But I turned into Mike Tyson for half an hour.
That's the one.
That was strange. I thought he was on drugs or something.
I know.
People still voting for Bucket of the Year, but Chris, you're definitely in the lead.
Yeah. You know what? For the last 3 shows, I haven't had a bucket.
Wow. That's studio.
I've got a little pipe that comes down. Yeah. I know. That deserves an award.
Go on, keep going, Craig.
Well, I'm just trying to think of a few more. Let's go for Potty Mouth of the Year, so congratulations to the chairman.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would tell my friends at church.
Top shows: Gordon Taylor, Harley Dean, and Leg Evenings. That was a good one, wasn't it? Dean Tate Digger. Don't think thumbs up award. Mark Andrew Adams. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's been some good ones. But
you're right.
the Digger Davis.
Look at the other positives across this year. I mean, we got to go to Anfield, which I know we didn't come away with anything, but just to get recognition and be up there was just a fantastic achievement. And again, that goes down to you, Mr. Brain, for everything that you do to get us through this and keep us in line, really.
Oh, shucks.
Yeah, I've had better pie and mash though in probably.
That was disgusting.
That was awful.
Yeah.
Worst. I put it in my pocket and I had it the next day, and it was.
And I was starving by the time we left, stuck in traffic.
That was just
it was stuck in traffic.
Yeah. And Nigel Mann said the live show was a highlight. It was brilliant, and we do intend on doing another one. But it was good. It's good fun. Good fun.
Very good fun that was. Yeah.
Good. That was good.
Chris, Mark Andrew Adams has taken the hat trick of awards this evening because he has also won the I Stole Cutlery Award.
Oh, of course, yeah.
I was on a knife edge then.
Oh.
What about you, Claire? How long have you been? I can't believe I've been involved in this now for 6 years nearly. But what about you, Claire? You've been on for 2 years now, is it?
I mean, be a year and a half-ish. And you wouldn't have it any other way.
No, absolutely not. You've been a breath of fresh air, honestly. It's, great input and, great views every week.
I've got to say, compared to you, Paul, you've done a brilliant job stepping up.
Yeah.
Cheers, mate.
Oh, yeah.
So I think you need to.
When you get a job on Sky Sports, Claire, remember us, don't you?
I don't think I'd be allowed on. I think I'm too honest, and I'd end up. But imagine if Burke was playing for one of the teams.
Daniel says. This is a good. Daniel mentioned, can we do a phone-in show next year? Now we have had a phone-in system for nearly 2 seasons now, but we've never really used it. So yeah, we do intend on doing that. If somebody wants to phone in.
Good idea.
Michael Woods has asked who has won the quickest receding hairline award for the year, and that goes to Claire Giblin.
That's why I had to put my hair like this.
Any suggestions as well? If anyone's got any suggestions where you think it would be a good addition to add it to the show or whatever else, then we're always all ears, aren't we? Really, for suggestions.
Yeah, definitely.
So Yeah, there's quite a lot of people as well asking about Nick, Chris. I've certainly not heard anything from him at all since he last appeared on the show. But I do want to thank him for his efforts as well, not just the start of this season, but obviously all over the last 13 years as well.
Yeah,
and
of course, yeah.
I hope he's doing well.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure we'll see Nick back soon.
He put a very vitriolic letter on Twitter yesterday, and not necessarily about. I think it's about the country in general. So he's certainly not lost his his voice. Shall we put it that way?
Okay. No, good stuff. So yeah.
So Jason Hughes has asked whether we can have a Stars of Davo's Diary away days on the show. I'm sure we can find a few people, and also Davo's Diaries in general. So that award goes to Paul Hipkiss.
The pleasure to talk. I really enjoyed doing that with him. Such a great lad, isn't he, to talk to? And it was a great. I really enjoyed doing that interview with him at the awards. It was really good. And I have been on his videos in the past as well a couple of times.
I think you should have him back on, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Suck, have you been on Davo's Diaries a few times?
Long time ago, yeah, a long time.
Yeah.
He's a good guy. Sorry?
He needs Claire on there as well, doesn't he?
Claire's probably been on there. She's been everywhere else.
I haven't been on it yet. I haven't been asked.
Crikey.
So, Film Star of the Year award goes to Claire Giblin.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
He loves that one.
I'll take that with an honour.
I'd like to give Craig an award for fixing up all the guests as well.
Yes,
for a minute.
definitely.
You've done really well, Craig.
I'm going to share that award with Paul Hipkiss.
Okay. Joint award.
Craig, you should get the ladies fan of the year on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've been a good advocate for the ladies.
I give that to Stephen Gill and all of his fantastic write-ups. And I will say he's got a great end-of-year review, which, Stephen, I apologise, we haven't posted yet, but I will get it onto the site shortly. And there's also, he's got a signed shirt. Now, we are raffling it off. All funds are going to go to Birmingham Children's Hospital, Queen Elizabeth Hospital, at Stephen's request. So look out for details and we'll get that drawn over the next couple of days. But it's a signed shirt that he bought himself, got it signed by the whole of the squad. So it's one that is one for the keeping.
I think actually I've got it, haven't I?
You have indeed.
Thank you to our sponsors. Well, thank you to our sponsors as well. Small Affordable Cars.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's hope they'll be with us next season as well.
Yep. That'd be good. Sorry, Mark. Go on.
No, I was going to say every time we give Craig an award, he keeps snubbing it. Very, very negative, I think, Craig.
Ooh.
Very negative indeed.
Okay, I'll win the negative TTS Presenter of the Year award then. Thank you very much. I acknowledge that.
I think we should get an award for listening to this weekly chat, says Nigel Man.
Yeah. Just like to thank all our viewers as well.
Yeah.
Without the viewers, we are nothing. Same as without the fans, the club are nothing.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Okay, Paul, it's the big one. Next season, what are we going to do?
So next season, what are we going to do?
Where are we going to finish next season?
First.
All right, that's confidence.
Can we make it even more interesting? Because we're recording this, obviously. So where are we going to finish and how many points?
First and 97 points.
97 points. So you'd be disappointed with the playoff place?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And a Wembley spot?
Yeah. Just because of everything that is going on at the club at the moment, and what they're doing is just unbelievable off the field, and they need to start doing that on the field now, starting in the summer. And I know we're playing at a lower level, but with what they're doing off the field, I think they could still attract some players that we're not expecting, even in League One. I really do.
Let's go up as champions, eh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Pete Taylor said first with 104 points.
Wow.
Yeah. I hope Pete's right and I'm wrong.
Yeah. Lilypad says third. Paul McCartney says... Paul McCarthy, not McCartney. Top with 101 points. You all deserve awards for a great show. Look after yourselves. See you next season. Stay safe, says Roy Cornish. 92 points, says Michael Woods. Second and promotion back to our home, says Nigel.
I'll tell you
what. We'll be favourites to win it.
Yeah.
I think...
we already are.
We are.
Yeah.
The bookies are already doing
put a bet on.
sure.
Yeah.
But we've got to get out of this typical Blues mentality now. This is why we've gone down a division, to get rid of that. To get rid of that defeats mindset, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Absolutely agree with that, Paul. 100%.
I think we'll win it as well. I think we'll win it with 90. I'm going to say 96 points.
Yeah. You've just agreed with that. You're going to say we'll finish 7th now, aren't you?
No, I'm not. I think 98. Your 98 points first is spot on. I just wanted to say about this upsurge in people's interest. I went to Wembley on Saturday, and I met a Brummie who lives in Sussex, not far away from me. Never met him before. On the tube, he saw me Blues badge, and we started chatting. He said, "Oh, we talked about the Sussex Supporters Club," and he said, "Oh, yeah, I remember that." And he said, "Told me there was 50 people in it now, and all this business." And then when I was in Wembley, I was standing up queuing for a cup of tea or something, and this bloke in front of me turned around, and he wasn't a Brummie. He was a steward, and he looked at me and he said, "League One," and I thought, I didn't know what to say. Really, I got to tell him to go away or whatever. But I just thought to myself, and it changed. Suddenly everybody in the this bloke's a Londoner. Couldn't give a toss about Birmingham City 2 days ago, but suddenly makes this comment, so he suddenly knows. Birmingham City on the map. Birmingham City are on the map.
I just thought that at the moment there's a smile on Claire's face, there's a smile on mine, and I just thought I'd let everybody else know that there's no positive way to end the show than hearing that Martinez has scored an own goal and put Liverpool up.
It was horrendous. It was great.
In the first minute of the game.
Oh.
So,
damn.
Anyway, sorry, Mr. Chairman, I interrupted, but I couldn't resist not
Can we
shouting.
finish? Can we finish on Suck? What do you think, Suck, for next season?
A welcome interruption.
Go on, Suck.
I think we're going to get like 98, 99 points. We're not going to hit the 100 that we're going to want, and we're going to win. We're going to be champions.
Yeah.
Well, what about you?
Plays 21s in the cup, and they do well. Yep. If we don't go to Wembley, we don't go to Wembley. I'm not really bothered. I just want us to come straight back up.
Yeah, absolutely, Claire.
Same as Suck. Literally, I don't think we'll get 100 points, but hopefully we can win more than 4 away from home. That's all I care about.
Claire, we didn't win 4 this season.
I know that's the highest I've seen in the last few years, so it would be nice to go above. I only saw 2 this season, so come on.
We need to win about 15 away, I think.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Double figures. Take
Easy,
that.
mate, easy. We'll have a laugh.
Yeah, definitely.
And there we go, Paul. Another season done.
Well, that is it then, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It's been a pleasure this season, even though obviously it wasn't the outcome in the end that we wanted. But let's keep the faith. Let's stay positive during the summer and look forward to a season in League One next season. And yeah, come on England in the summer, in the Euros, and come on Blues as well. And, again, get well soon, Tony Mowbray, and get well and get back as well. Because if he comes back, then I think we could get 100 points, to be honest. But first and foremost, let's hope that we've got some good news in the coming weeks that he's going to return for pre-season, and we can look forward then to a good pre-season and have our minds put at ease, early on in the transfer window and start to rebuild. And like Gary Cook said, that the comeback will be better than the setback. But we've been the Tilton Talk Show all season and tonight, and it's good night from me, and it's good night from Mark Adams.
It's good night for me. I just want everyone watching and everyone here to have a brilliant summer and see you all in August. So good night from me and over to Claire Giblin.
It's good night from me. Remember joys and sorrows too. We're going through the sorrows to get the joys. Keep right on. See you home and away next season. And it's a good night from my higher up from me in the Surly Hall OSC, Craig.
It's good. So much with the laughter. No, here's to a great summer for everybody. Enjoy it. And yet, you know, we're down, but we're not out. And believe me, we've got the highs to come. So have a great summer, everybody. Come on, England. Let's see a rebuild of our club. And we'll see you all back down at St Andrews from August. And I'll hand over to the chairman of the board, Alan Watton.
Thank you, young man. And
I like the young bit. Keep that coming.
Yes, everybody, please have a great summer. And I think the fixtures come out first week in June. Looking forward to that. God bless you all and keep right on. And over. Who's next? I can't. Suki. How about Suki? He's next. Say goodbye, Suki.
Nice summer, guys, and hope England with the Euros and strong.
Thanks for coming on, mate. Been a pleasure to have you. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, thanks, sir.
Thanks, sir.
Yeah, so.
And it's good night. And for the last time this season, it's good night from the main man on the buttons, Chris Brown.
And it's a good night from me. And thanks everybody for listening to season 13. Roll on season 14. Good night.
We're going to win the league.
Right, John, boys.
Bristol Street. Night, Craig.
Bring back the Blue Nose. We need the Blue Nose back for that.
Yeah. That back as well, yeah.
The award for the best ending goes to...
At the end of the road. I could put some lyrics there.
I miss this theme on a Monday.
And the burp of the year goes to...
Who? Oh, yeah.
Hey, guys.
Are you ready for truly hydrated skin? Meet Hyaluronic Body Serum, a breakthrough in body care from Osea. It's clinically proven to instantly increase hydration by 161%. Their lightweight, fast-absorbing serum delivers 24 hours of nonstop hydration for silky smooth skin without the sticky afterfeel. Osea's latest innovation combines the magic of their best-selling Hyaluronic C Serum with a new formula that's good for the whole body and 5 types of hyaluronic acid to target every layer of the skin. Osea is a women-founded, women-led brand that's been crafting seaweed-powered products for nearly 30 years. The best part? Everything Osea makes is clean, vegan, cruelty-free, and climate-neutral certified, so you never have to choose between your values and your best skin. Treat your skin to clean, vegan skincare from Osea. Get 10% off your first order site-wide with code SUMMER at OseaMalibu.com. That's OSEA Malibu.com, code SUMMER.
This podcast is proud to be part of the TalkSport Fan Network. TalkSport. Powered by fans.